Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Michael, and I don't know if it's the quarantine madness or the heat madness or the smoke madness, but I've been really itching for a new project. And I finally think I have the skills to tackle one that I've been meaning to tackle for a while, so without further ado, let's get into it. Michael from the future here, interrupting really quick before the project gets started. I forgot that I cut out the take where I explain what exactly is going on. So this is going to be my take on Adam Savage's One Day Builds kind of style. It's not a direct copy, but it's more raw and like puzzling things together than it is me explaining like these are the actual steps to make this thing. This video is also the first video, so it's a test video. I'm trying to figure out for my camera what kind of settings I need, where do I need to focus, how much lighting do I need. So the focus, the lighting, everything is kind of iffy in this video, but bear with it. I'm working through trying to make it better, but that means I have to have it bad in the first place. So as everyone and their mother knows, this is a neck gaiter. Put it over your head, you wear it around your neck, kind of like a scarf, and then you can pull it up over half of your face and block the sun, block the wind, block the cold, block dust. They were popularized most recently by all this COVID stuff. They are a little bit controversial because they are so sheer. This sheerness is also an issue when you do, say, snowboarding, which is the reason I bought these originally. I went snowboarding. This is great because it blocks the cold off your neck, it blocks the cold off your face. After breathing into it for a while, it becomes saturated, it becomes wet, and then it becomes very cold. So what I wanted to do today, ironically, because it's 100 degrees outside, was take some fleece and line the inside of the gaiter with fleece. So one, I'm doubling it up, I'm making it twice as thick, so it's gonna stop some of those respiratory droplets from kind of being expelled, but it's also going to be warm. And while I don't need it now, I'm sure I will need it in the future. The reason I decided to go with fleece is every gaiter has this like flexy, stretchy property to it, and that's what allows it to conform to your face. Fleece, in one of its directions, also has that same stretchy property. So I figure if I sew an inner lining out of the fleece and I make sure that stretch is going the same way that's going to go around my head, it's going to work out perfectly. So the easiest way to start, I think, and I'm making this all up as I go along, is take the gaiter and just find out how big it is. And then from there, I will cut out and make a duplicate gaiter out of just fleece. And then we can flip it inside out and sew everything back together. But the first thing I want to do is find out how wide this is. So it's like 9 1/4 by, I'm gonna guess this is about 18. Okay, first things first, I need to rethread the sewing machine because we are not using white. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of errors on this project, and I don't want them to show up that easily. You'll still see them, but I just want people to work for it. So now this one, because it's going the length of the gaiter, doesn't need to stretch. So what I'm going to do is just do a straight stitch, and then I might do a second one going back the other way just so it has a little bit more strength. So we got it. We're going to do test fit, see how it works. Goes over my head, which is the first good thing. It's about, I would say 1,000 degrees in here. So that's the second thing. This is going to keep me warm. And it fits. This is, I don't think I need this other gaiter, like this in itself fits and stays on way better than I ever expected it would. This is kind of amazing. But I do think, I was looking at some of the stitching and I got a little bit close to the edge because the cut is kind of wiggly. So I'm going to go over it once more and then we'll still attach it to the gaiter because that's what I set out to do. Right now I'm just trying to puzzle how to sew this next part because I need to do the two right sides together and then kind of like a pillowcase or a pillow, flip it inside out, and then I can do a finished top stitch all the way around. But I really want to make sure that I can get it to flip inside out. I don't want to be kind of trapped. So I may do one side first and then reevaluate after that. It stretches. Look at that. Oh, that's amazing. So I have the machine set to a 2 on the stitch selector, and then the stitch width is a 4. That's going to mean nothing to you guys, but this is what the manual told me should work as kind of just a baseline stretchy stitch, and I am amazed. Let's do the real thing. So there were a few issues. The first was in the beginning. It's an old machine and it has a few weird hiccups when you try to change the stitch length. So I got a big knot right here. I managed to overcome it, but it's not nearly as pretty as this. Look at that stretch. 2, I need to give myself way more seam allowance. The gaiter likes to curl, and it was curling up into it and like self-eating itself, which is not the best. This is why I'm also going to do a top stitch. But third, and this is the most annoying part, where did it go? I ran out of bobbin that close to the finish. I'm not gonna redo it. I'm gonna call it good, but that means I need to wind a new bobbin. That close. That's like, had it not gotten caught up and tangled, I would have finished. That's so annoying. But I guess quickly we can flip it inside, right side in, and see. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. I have a feeling that I would not have been able to do both sides on the wrong side, essentially, because this is essentially a donut, and if I sewed both sides, I would just be caught in like an infinite loop of trying to turn it inside out, but I wouldn't be able to without one whole open side. So I did the top, I learned a few lessons, and now I can take those lessons and apply them to better stitching on the top stitch, because this is the one that people will actually see. One more quick thing I realized, some of the patterns, it doesn't matter. This pattern definitely has a top and a bottom, and I did the nice finished stitch on the bottom, but that means the top is going to have kind of a rough edge unless I find a way to kind of finagle it so it's cleaner. Next time I'm just going to have to really make sure that the top gets the nice finished stitch, and then I can just leave the bottom as kind of a mess because no one's going to see it. It's going to be hidden down here. Before I sew it, I'm going to actually do one quick thing. I want to press it at a very low temperature just along the seam so it lays as flat as possible. When I do the top stitch, I'm not having to deal with it kind of rolling on me. So I'm going to give that a shot. I'm going to try not to melt this because I believe it's made out of some sort of polyester or synthetic fabric. and I just want it to lay as flat as possible without wanting to roll on its own. Hey Siri, what's the temperature?
It's about 102 degrees outside.
Yeah, this is really smart. Anyway, the gaiter is done. You can flip it inside and out, so you can have fleece on the outside, and you can have fleece on the inside. And then, it's 102 degrees, but I'm going to do it for you guys. It goes on, it stretches, and it fits. And it is very, very cozy in here. Ultimately, I'm impressed. Oh god. The stitching could be improved. The lines are crooked. There's parts where the sewing machine itself just kind of gets caught up and starts to tangle and knot. Overall, I say that as a proof of concept, as something that in my heat stroke I devised up, this is actually pretty good. That being said, I will be making a version 2. I'm going to take everything I learned making this one and I'm going to put it towards making one that's even better. In terms of like usability, this is like 100% usable. It's 200% more usable than just the gaiter itself, which is actually really surprising because I really like the gaiters. And then adding the fleece just gives it enough like stickage to the face to hold in place, because the one thing I don't like about the gaiters is, as you'll see, it slips and it just kind of sits under your nose and then your nose starts to freeze. That being said, I will see you guys next time. I don't know if it'll be a version 2. It's way too hot to even think about doing another fleece project, but I will be back with another video next time. I'll see you then. Take care.